best defensive partnership you've had?
Myself in it. Oh, that's a tough one. I think the best partnership is easily Rio and Vida, just for the fact that it just worked really well, and you could see that probably not straight away, but once they start to know each other's games, Rio a little bit more classy on the ball. Vida was a tough, strong Serbian who would win anything. He wouldn't want anyone to get past him, and he'd do everything he could to make that happen. But ultimately, as a back four, whether it was myself or Gary Neville, with Pat on the left, we just all clicked everyone and worked out everyone's games. And there was times when we'd know that no one would score against us. That's how much we believed in each other, and I think that's a big part of sort of a defensive unit as well. We all had trust in each other.
I suppose that is the key, isn't it? All the great defensive partnerships, or even strike partnerships, they do get on with each other. That's the fine margins, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And then if one of us made a mistake, we'd sort of know the other one was covering. So they still, you still have to. The attackers would still have to work something out to get past us.
Did you always want to be a defender, Wes? Was it always your position?
No. I started off right wing. I wanted to be right wing Ryan Giggs. I was very fast when I was younger. I didn't have much skill, but I was fast. So I just used to push the ball past everyone.
I've seen professionals in that boat that have made a good career out of that, to be fair.
Yeah. But eventually, one of the lads got sick at Sunday League team at Fletcher Moss that I used to play for. And I put my hand up stupidly, saying I'd play centre-back to cover. And then when he got back, the manager was like, no, we want you to stay. And I was absolutely devastated at the beginning. But then realised not many people could get past me as well. So that's how that started.
Well, it's worked out all right for you as well, hasn't it, in all fairness?
Yeah, it's good. I mean, you know what? Ultimately, I love defending. When I used to go into a game, I never used to think about attacking. I just wanted to do my job. I think a lot of the lads did as well. Do your job first, and then if you can help out in any way, you do that. But defending, I used to go into games, and our, motto was no goals against, and that's what we tried to do.
Good motto for a defender in all fairness. Like I said, I'm a Newcastle fan. That's never been our motto. Never, ever.
It's hard. But I mean, I've had some good players, obviously, around us in my time there.
So who was your footballing icons then?
When I went to the back, I did used to watch Pally and Brucey, who were, fantastic. Completely different players. I would probably say to myself, I was a little bit like Pally, obviously not as tall, but quick, good on recovery. But obviously the partnership that they made was unbelievable. So it was probably just them. I didn't used to go to many games as a kid, so just pick up stuff off the telly at the weekend.
He's almost like an underrated Manchester United great, Gary Pallister, isn't he? Like in the early Ferguson years, he was every single team, weren't he? He won a medal every season.
Yeah, he's top notch, Pally. And look, I was lucky to play with him as well for my first season. So when I was in training, he was so big and tall, and it was hard to get past him because he was quick once he got going. No, he did. But when you got going, you're not getting past him because he was so tall. He'd win a lot, everything in the air. And then obviously Brucey left just before that, but Brucey as well. You could see how they were different players, but it worked so well.
It's always one of them great tragedies in football that Steve Bruce never got to play for England, isn't it?
It is. It's a shame because I have watched many games with Steve Bruce and he's brilliant. If you're talking about defenders and the positional play and obviously Brucey wasn't as quick as Pally, but everything else in his game was top level, and he put his head in anything, which, that's one of the things I took off him as well, never back out of a challenge, and he would do all of them.